The world comes back to me in fragments, jagged and sharp, like glass shards scattered across a blackened floor. I'm choking on the smell of smoke, even now, as if it's woven into my hair, my skin, my soul. My eyes flutter open, and the sterile white of a Seattle hospital room blinds me. The beep of machines is a relentless rhythm, tethering me to a reality I'm not ready to face. My throat burns, raw from the fire that stole everything. I'm Ulrich Morgan, and I'm alive, but I don't know if that's a gift or a curse. The first thing I notice isn't the pain, though it's there, a dull ache pulsing through my bandaged arms. It's the weight of absence, the hollow space where my mother should be. I try to sit up, but my body betrays me, heavy and sluggish, like I'm moving through tar. The room is too bright, too clean, a stark contrast to the chaos I remember flames. Licking the walls of our Portland home, the air thick with heat and terror. I was running, wasn't I? Screaming for her. For Mom, but the memory fractures, slipping away like smoke through my fingers. And then I see him. My father, Victor, slouched in a chair by my bedside, his tailored jacket crumpled, his face a mask of grief. Or is it? His eyes are red, but there's something off, something rehearsed in the way he holds his head in his hands, like an actor, perfecting his role. Victor Morgan, always the picture of control CEO of a failing tech startup, master of boardroom charm, king of our fractured family. I've seen him cry exactly once, when I was 10 and he lost a major investor. This feels different, staged. You're awake, he says, his voice cracking just enough to sound real. He reaches for my hand, his fingers cold and trembling, but I pull back instinctively. Ellery, sweetheart. He pauses, and that pause is a knife twisting in my gut. It's too long, too deliberate. Your mom, she didn't make it. You're the only one who survived. The words don't hit me. They hover, heavy and unreal, like a storm cloud waiting to break. My mother, with her sharp laugh and her habit of humming off key while cooking, gone? I stare at the ceiling, counting the tiles 1, 2, 3, because if I look at him, I'll scream. Why me? Why not her? Why not both of us? The questions choke me, but my lips stay sealed, my body too weak to carry the weight of my grief. Victor? Squeezes my hand again, his thumb brushing my knuckles like he's trying to anchor me. We'll get through this together, he says, his voice soft but practiced, like he's reading from a script. I'll take care of everything. Together, the word feels like a lie. I know his promises, his polished assurances that everything's fine when it's not. I've spent my life in his shadow, the quiet daughter who never quite measured up to his expectations, always trailing behind my older sister Lila, who knew how to play his game. I nod because it's easier than fighting, but my chest feels like it's caving in. Just rest, he continues, his tone slipping into that paternal calm I've heard 1,000 times. You don't have to think about anything. I'll handle it. Handle it. That's Victor's way. Control the narrative. Make decisions behind closed doors. Keep me in the dark. I was always the afterthought, the one who didn't ask questions, who stayed silent while he and Mom waged their quiet wars. I turn my head, and that's when I see it. Her blue scarf folded neatly on the chair beside his coat. It's the one she wore everywhere, even in the sticky heat of summer, claiming it made her feel free. It's ridiculous, but it smells. Like her lavender and coffee, and I want to bury my face in it, to hold on to the last piece of her I have. The last time we spoke, we fought. It was small, stupid, over my tendency to let people walk all over me. Ellery, you're too soft, she'd said, adjusting that scarf in the hallway mirror, her eyes sharp with worry. You'll learn the hard way if you don't stand up. For yourself. I'd scoffed, rolled my eyes, and now she's gone. Those words carved into me like a brand. I blink back tears, the memory of her voice slicing through the fog in my head. Our last dinner together flashes back her avoiding his gaze, his hand lingering too long on his whiskey glass, me pretending not to notice the storm brewing in. Their silence, a soft knock on the door shatters the moment. Victor straightens, his grief vanishing like a switch flipped off. "Come in," he says, his voice clipped, all business now. A man in a worn navy suit steps inside Detective Harper. I think immediately. He's maybe 40 with a face carved by too many late nights and too few answers. He glances at Victor, then fixes his eyes on me, steady but kind, like he's used to delivering bad news. "Miss Morgan," he says, his voice low, careful. "I'm Detective Harper. I'm sorry for your loss, but there's something you need to know." Victor tenses beside me, his hand tightening on the armrest. "Can this wait?" He snaps, his mask slipping for a fraction of a second. "She's barely conscious." Harper doesn't flinch. He steps closer, his eyes never leaving mine. "Ma'am, are you ready to hear the truth about him?" The word him lands like a stone in still water, rippling through me. My pulse spikes, the heart monitor betraying my fear with its quickening beeps. I know who he means. I don't want to know, but I do. About who? I whisper, my voice barely audible, scratchy from disuse. Harper leans in, his voice dropping to a near whisper, like he's afraid the walls are listening. "Your father!" "There's something you need to understand. This fire wasn't an accident. We believe Victor's involved in your mother's death. It may not be what it seems." The room spins. My father? Arson? Murder? The words don't fit, like puzzle pieces from the wrong box. Victor wouldn't. He couldn't. But the doubt creeps in, cold and insidious, because I've seen the cracks in his facade before the late-night calls he'd take in his study, the way Mom's smile would falter when he walked into a room. I grip the hospital blanket, my knuckles white, trying to anchor myself to something solid. "You're wrong," I say, but my voice shakes, betraying me. "He's grieving, like me." Harper's expression doesn't change, but there's a weight to it, like he's seen this denial before. "I know it's hard, Ellery, but think back. Any fights? Money troubles? Did your mom ever say she felt unsafe?" Unsafe? The word cuts deeper than I expect. I see her again, stirring her tea until it was cold, her eyes fixed on nothing. I remember her leaving the house with that scarf, promising to be back by dinner, only to return hours later, silent and distant. "You're twisting things," I say, my voice trembling. "You don't know him." "I know more than you think," Harper says, his tone even but firm. "And we need your help. There's more to this than you realize." Before I can respond, the door opens again, and Victor steps back in, his face a portrait of grief, but his eyes are sharp, calculating. "There's my girl," he says, leaning down to kiss my forehead, his hand lingering on my cheek. "How are you holding up? They treating you okay?" I freeze, caught between the father I've known my whole life and the stranger Harper's words have painted. "Mr. Morgan," Harper says, his tone suddenly formal. "I'll give you two a moment." He leaves, and Victor's demeanor shifts, the warmth draining from his face like water from a cracked glass. "They're filling your head with nonsense," he murmurs, sitting so close I can smell the faint trace of smoke on his jacket. "Don't." "Let them, Ellery. We're family. That's all that matters." It sounds like comfort, but it feels like a warning, his voice low, like he's guarding secrets even the walls shouldn't hear. When he leaves, the room feels too big, too empty. My thoughts spiral, caught between Harper's accusations and Victor's assurances. I've always known family business stays in the family. That's what he drilled into us. It used to feel like protection. Now it feels like a cage. I'm staring at the ceiling, searching for answers in the sterile tiles, when another knock pulls me back. A nurse steps in, her face kind but tired, holding a small envelope. "This was left for you," she says. "From your mother. One of the staff found it with her things. She left instructions. For Ellery, only when it's safe." My breath catches. The envelope is plain, sealed, my name written in Mom's unmistakable handwriting, those elegant loops and curls I'd trace as a kid when she left notes in my lunchbox. My hands tremble as I take it, the weight of it heavier than it should be. I don't open it. Not yet. I'm not ready to face whatever truth she thought was too dangerous to say aloud while she was alive. I clutch the envelope, my fingers tracing. Her handwriting and whisper, "What were you trying to tell me, Mom? Why wasn't it safe?" The room is silent, but it's not empty. The machines hum, the scarf sits folded, and the weight of her absence presses against my chest. I don't know what's coming, but I know one thing. The fire wasn't the end. It was the beginning. The hospital fades into a blur of antiseptic and beeps, but the envelope burns in my hands. I tuck it under the blanket, afraid Victor might see it, might sense the secret it holds. My mind replays Harper's words, arson, Victor. Not an accident, and they clash with the image of my father, the man who taught me to ride a bike, who cheered at my high school art shows, even if he never understood my paintings. Could he really be capable of that? I want to scream no, but the doubt is a splinter under my skin, impossible to ignore. Hours pass, or maybe minutes, I can't tell. Time is slippery here, trapped in this sterile limbo. The door creaks open again, and I flinch, expecting Victor, but it's just another nurse checking my chart. She doesn't meet my eyes, and I wonder if she knows something, if the whole hospital is whispering about the girl who survived the fire that killed her mother. I'm alone again, and the envelope calls to me, a siren song I'm too scared to answer. But I can't ignore it. Forever. My fingers tremble as I tear it open, careful not to rip her handwriting. The last piece of her I can touch. Inside is a letter, folded neatly, her words steady but hurried, like she was racing against time. Beneath it, photocopied bank statements. Credit lines I've never heard of, transactions that spiral into numbers I can't comprehend. And at the bottom, a photo. My breath catches. It's Victor, smiling in a way I haven't seen in years, his arm around a woman I don't know. She's sharp-featured, confident, her dark hair pulled back, her hand resting on his chest like she owns him. A folded receipt is tucked with the photo, a name scrawled on it, Nora. The letter begins with my name, and it's like hearing her voice again, soft but urgent. Ellery, if you're reading this, I'm gone and I'm so sorry. I hoped it wouldn't come to this, but I couldn't let you stay blind. Your father's hiding things, debts, dangerous people, a life I barely recognized. I tried to protect you, but he's planning something that could destroy us all. I couldn't stop him. Please, protect yourself. Don't trust him, and don't trust anyone who tells you to stay quiet. Love, Mom. I can't breathe. The words blur as tears burn my eyes, but I read them again and again, until they're seared into me, debts, dangerous people, planning something. My mother knew, and she died for it. I clutch the photo, staring at Victor, and this woman Nora who looks like she stepped out of a life he never let us see. The bank statements show withdrawals, transfers to accounts I don't recognize, sums that could sink a small company. My father, the man who preached family above all, was living a lie. My phone buzzes on the tray beside me, and I jump, nearly, dropping the letter, an unknown number. The message is simple, chilling. You don't know the whole story. Call me. I stare at the screen, my heart pounding so loud it drowns out the machines. My thumb hovers over the call button, but I hesitate. What if it's a trap? What if Victor knows? But the weight of Mom's letter, her warning, pushes me forward. I hit call, and the line rings once before a woman's voice answers, calm and clipped, like she's been expecting me. Ellery, she says, not a question. You don't know me, but I knew your mother and your father. My throat tightens, the air too thick to swallow. I'm Nora, she continues, her name a punch to the gut. I'm calling because you deserve the truth. Victor promised. Me, a future one that didn't include you or your mother. You were inconvenient. Her words are ice, sharp and deliberate, cutting through the fog of grief. You're lying, I manage, but my voice is weak, shaking. She laughs, soft and cruel. Ask him about the house. Ask him why it really burned. He's not the man you think. The line goes dead before I can speak, leaving me staring at the phone, my hands trembling. Nora. The woman in the photo. The name on the receipt. She's real and she's part of this, whatever this is. I need to move. To do something, but my body feels like it's made of lead. The hospital room is suffocating. The walls closing in. I slip the letter and photo back into the envelope, hiding it under my pillow. Victor can't know I have it. Not yet, but the questions are a storm in my head. What did he do? Why did Mom think it wasn't safe? And what does Nora want with me? The next morning, I'm discharged. My body's still weak, but my mind racing. Victor picks me up, opening the car door like the perfect father, his smile too polished. You'll be safer with me, he says, but it sounds like a command, not a comfort. I don't argue. I don't have the strength. His Portland house is the same as always, sleek, modern, cold, but it feels different now. Like the walls are watching, storing his secrets. My old room is untouched, a time capsule of my teenage years, but it's not home. It's a prison. At dinner, Victor talks about the future like the fire never happened. We'll rebuild, he says, cutting into a steak, his knife scraping the plate. He's just focused on getting better. I nod, because it's easier, because I'm not ready to confront him. But that night, when the house is quiet, I move. Barefoot, I creep down the hallway, my hand brushing the wallpaper I used to trace as a kid. Victor's study is off limits, always has been, but that's where the answers are. The door is unlocked careless, or maybe he's testing me. I slip inside, the air thick with the smell of old books and his cologne. The desk is bare, too perfect, like he's hiding something. I try the drawers locked. My eyes scan the room, landing on a shredder in the corner, bits of paper scattered around it. I crouch, picking up fragments, but they're too small to read receipts, maybe contracts. He's covered his tracks. My heart sinks, but I keep searching, checking under the rug, behind books, inside the hollowed-out dictionary on the shelf. Nothing. He's always 2 steps ahead. I sink to the floor, clutching Mom's scarf, the blue fabric soft against my skin. Maybe I should stop, I whisper, my voice breaking. Maybe this is all I'm meant to do, survive, not fight. The silence is suffocating, but then I hear her, or maybe I imagine it, Mom's voice, soft and fierce. Don't let him silence you. It's enough to pull me back. I wipe my tears with the scarf and whisper, I won't let this be the end. My phone buzzes, another unknown number. The message is simple. You're not alone. I can help. Meet me. My heart races. It could be a trap, another of Victor's games, but I can't stay still. I reply, setting a meeting at a dive bar on the edge of Tacoma, a place where the neon buzzes and the jukebox drowns out secrets. I'm stepping into the unknown, but I'm done being the quiet daughter. Whatever Victor's hiding, whatever Nora knows, I'm going to find it. The fire took my mother, but it won't take me. The Tacoma dive bar smells of stale beer and regret, the kind of place where secrets go to hide. I sit in a corner booth, Mom's blue scarf twisted around my hands, the neon glow from a flickering Budweiser sign casting jagged shadows across my face. My heart's pounding so loud I swear it's louder than the jukebox blaring Springsteen. I'm Ellery Morgan, and I'm here to meet a stranger who claims they can help me unravel the truth about my father, Victor, and the fire that stole my mother. But every nerve in my body screams this could be a trap. The door swings open, and I tense, expecting Nora, the woman from the photo, the one who called me an inconvenience. But it's Detective Harper, looking out of place in jeans and a leather jacket, his face as unreadable as it was in the hospital. He slides into the booth across from me, his eyes scanning the room before settling on mine. You came, he says, his voice low, like he's surprised I had the guts. I almost didn't. My voice is small, but I force myself to hold his gaze. Why like this? Why not at the station? He leans forward, elbows on the sticky table. Because I don't trust the walls there any more than I trust your father's house. Ellery, the fire wasn't an accident. Victor had motive debts, piling up from his failing startup, a life insurance policy on your mom worth millions, and there's more. He's got connections, people who'd rather see this case buried. His words hit like a punch, and I gripped the scarf tighter, the fabric grounding me. You're saying he killed her? I whisper, the question burning my throat. I'm saying he had opportunity and a history you don't know. Harper replies, his tone gentle but firm. And you're in danger, Ellery. He'll do whatever it takes to keep his secrets. The word danger sinks into me, cold and heavy. I've spent my life tiptoeing around Victor's moods, his rules, but this is a new kind of fear. Before I can ask more, a shadow moves behind me, a man at the bar, his eyes lingering too long. Harper notices, his jaw tightening. We need to move, he says, tossing a few bills on the table. Now we slip out the back, the alley damp and reeking of garbage. My pulse races as I follow Harper, but then I hear tires screeching. Headlights cutting through the dark. A black SUV roars toward us, and I freeze, my legs betraying me. Harper grabs my arm, yanking me behind a dumpster just as the vehicle swerves, missing us by inches. My breath catches, the scarf slipping from my hands to the wet pavement. Stay down, Harper hisses, his hand on his holster. The SUV idles, then peels away, leaving my heart hammering. Was that him? I gasp, my voice shaking. Not. Him, Harper says, helping me up, but someone he knows. You're not safe, Ellery, not until we bring him down. He hands me a burner phone, its weight cold in my palm. Use this. No calls on your regular phone, he's probably tracking it. I nod, clutching the scarf, now stained with alley grime. The encounter leaves me rattled, but Harper's words echo. You can help us bring him down. I want to believe I'm brave. Enough, but doubt claws at me. I'm just the quiet daughter, the one who never fought back. Can I really do this? Back at Victor's house, the air feels thicker, the walls more oppressive. He's in the kitchen, humming as he pours a whiskey, acting like the world hasn't burned down around us. Out for a walk, he asks, not looking up, his tone too casual. Needed air? I lie, forcing my voice to stay steady. I retreat to my room, the burner phone hidden in my pocket, Harper's warning ringing in my ears. You're in danger. That night, I barely sleep, the memory of the SUV's headlights searing my mind. I clutch Mom's letter, her words a lifeline. Don't trust him? The next morning, I'm shaken awake by a loud thud downstairs. My heart leaps, and I creep to the door, listening. Footsteps, heavy and deliberate, move through the house. Victor's at his office, so he said. I grab the burner phone and text Harper. Someone's here. No response. I slip downstairs, my bare feet silent on the hardwood, and see a man in a black jacket rifling through Victor's desk in the living room. He's not Victor, but he's not a stranger either. His face matches one of the associates I saw at a company party last year. My breath catches as he pulls out a file, scanning it quickly. I back away, but my foot catches a creak in the floor. His head snaps up, eyes locking on mine. Who's there? He growls, stepping toward me. I bolt, heart pounding, and lock myself in the bathroom, my hands shaking as I dial Harper. Get out now, he says when he answers. Back door go. I don't think I run, grabbing Mom's scarf from my room and slip out into the rainy Portland morning. My lungs burn as I sprint to a nearby park, hiding behind a tree, the scarf clutched to my chest. Harper finds me 20 minutes later, his car pulling up quietly. You're okay, he says, but his face says otherwise. That was one of Victor's men. He's cleaning up loose ends. I'm shaking, the reality sinking in. Victor's not just hiding secrets, he's dangerous, and I'm a target. Harper drives me to a safe house, a small apartment outside the city, and hands me a recorder. You don't need to fight him with force, he says. Fight him with truth. Get him talking, Ellery. That's what men like and fear most. I nod, but fear gnaws at me. I'm not a hero. I'm just a girl who survived a fire. But Mom's words echo. Protect yourself. I have to try. Back at Victor's house that evening, I play the part I've always played: obedient, quiet, invisible. He's in the kitchen, cooking like nothings. Wrong, the smell of sizzling onions filling the air. I want to talk, I say, my voice soft, staring into a mug of tea I haven't touched. He raises an eyebrow, amused. About what? Us? Your mom? I nod, forcing tears to well up. I need to understand why she's gone. Why the fire happened. He studies me, then gestures to his study. I follow, my heart hammering. The recorder hidden in my sweater pocket. The room smells of cigars and leather, a shrine to his control. I press record, my fingers trembling. You've done so much for us, I say, my voice breaking just enough to seem genuine. But I need to know. Why, Mom? Why the fire? He leans back in his chair, smirking, like he's won already. You don't need to understand, Ellery. You just need to accept. But I can't. I push, letting my voice crack. Please tell me. His eyes narrow, but he takes the bait, his tone dripping with condescension. You and your mom were leverage tools. I did what I had to do. My stomach lurches, but I keep my face blank. The fire? I whisper. He chuckles, cold and low. Insurance, a reset. You don't get ahead playing nice. Your mother never got that. Every word is a blade, but I nod like I'm still his little girl, desperate for his approval. The recorder captures it all. I excuse myself, retreating to my room, my pulse racing. I play the recording, his voice filling the silence smug, incriminating. It's not a full confession, but it's enough. For the first time, I feel a spark. A power like I'm not just prey. But then my phone buzzes an unknown number. Stop digging or you'll end up like her. My blood runs cold. I forward the text to Harper, who replies instantly, Get out now. I grab the scarf and the recorder. But as I reach the front door, headlights flood the driveway. Another SUV idling, waiting. I duck back, heart pounding, and slip out the back. Running through the rain-soaked yard, branches scratching my arms. I hide in a neighbor's shed, the smell of damp wood and gasoline choking me. My phone buzzes again. Harper. Stay put. I'm coming, but minutes drag on and the SUV circles the block, its engine a low growl. I'm trapped, the recorder burning a hole in my pocket. Finally, Harper's car pulls up and I sprint to it, diving into the passenger seat. They're closing in, he says, speeding away. Victor knows you're onto him. I clutch the scarf, my lifeline, and whisper, I got him talking. It's on tape. Harper's eyes flash with something like pride. Good, that's our weapon, but the danger isn't over. The next morning, I'm walking to a bus stop, the safe house still miles away, when a car slows beside me. The window rolls down, and Nora's face appears, her smile sharp as a blade. You're playing a dangerous game, Ellery, she says, her voice smooth but venomous. Victor doesn't like loose ends. Before I can respond, she tosses a package onto the sidewalk and drives off. I hesitate, then pick it up a burner phone with a single message. You can't outrun him. My hands shake as I realize it's rigged to vibrate endlessly. A taunting reminder of my vulnerability. Harper takes the phone, his face grim. She's part of this, he says. Victor is not working alone. We plan the final move. Get Victor to confess again, this time with police nearby. I return to the house, my mask of obedience tighter than ever. Victor is in his study, sipping whiskey, his smirk infuriatingly calm. Can we talk? I ask, stepping inside. He laughs, like I'm a child. About what? Nora? Your mom? I nod, pressing record on the new wire Harper gave me. Your debts, the fire, all of it? I say, my voice steady despite the fear. He leans back, amused. You've been busy, haven't you? Digging where you don't belong. I push harder. Was Nora part of your plan? Did you burn our house for her? His eyes flicker, but he takes the bait. You're too curious, Ellery. Like your mother. Sometimes you burn everything down to start over. Nora gets that, you don't. His words are ice, but I keep him talking, every syllable damning him. Further, the door bursts open and Harper storms in, flanked by 2 officers. "Victor Morgan," he booms, holding up a receiver. "We have everything." Victor's face twists confusion, then fury as he realizes I've betrayed him. "You think this makes you free?" He spits as handcuffs snap around his wrists. "You'll regret this, Ellery." I stand, shaking but unflinching. "No," I say, my voice quiet but firm. "I regret ever letting you control me." As they drag him out, I see Nora in the hallway, her smirk chilling me to the bone. She doesn't speak, but her presence screams she's not done. Victor is taken away, but I whisper to myself, this isn't over. 8 months later, I'm in Vancouver, my own apartment small but mine. Victor's sentenced to 25 years for arson and manslaughter. His empire of lies crumbled. I join a survivor group, learning to rebuild alongside others who face their own fires. I start a design business, pouring my heart into something Victor can't touch. I help other women escape toxic families, telling them, if I survived him, you can survive yours. It's not bravery, it's survival, one step at a time, at Mom's grave. I tie her scarf to a tree, its blue vibrant against the gray. I lived, Mom, I whisper, for both of us. The rain falls soft and steady, and I walk away, not free, but fighting. Nora's out there, her shadow lingering, but I'm not afraid. Not anymore. The truth is my weapon, and I'm done being silent.